Well, this pay-per-view went a bit long, but there's a lot to unpack, so let's dive into it, shall we? I'm John Retton with my review of AEW Double or Nothing 2021. Highs, lows, a full crowd that was energetic most of the time. Some matches delivered, some matches didn't. And oh boy, am I going to get some shit for some of the stuff I'll critique, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Was this pay-per-view worth the money? In some respects, yes. I'm not going to say it was a waste of money. I don't mind spending $50 a pop, 4 times a year to support the AEW wrestlers, but this pay-per-view could have ended 30, 40 minutes before it did, and it would have been a much better pay-per-view. Making matches longer, 20-plus minutes, doesn't automatically make them good. There is such a thing as too much of a good thing. It's one thing to give your pay-per-view audience something to watch, but goddamn, this was a little bit fucking draining. There were some lulls here. Anyway, I did like how the crowd was energetic. It was cool to see people around ringside and all fired up, and boy, they really were fired up. We have a pre-tape with Matt Hardy saying the Private Party, if they assure his victory in the Casino Battle Royal, he'll cut the percentage he takes from their pay to 15%, either for a week or a month. I don't really care because I don't really care about this group. Nothing against the people involved, it's just it doesn't mean anything to me. So we have Serena Deeb versus Riho for the NWA Women's Championship. And man, Riho got a good pop, Serena Deeb got a good pop. The crowd was split until, and they had some nice exchanges and everything. I knock Riho as far as, like that feud with Nyla Rose did her no favors. Had she overcome Nyla Rose, had Nyla Rose been the first women's champion, had they built Riho up and not just had her, beat everybody and everything, it would have been a lot better. But it is what it is. It's in the past. Riho can work. Can't really fully take her seriously because it looks like a slight breeze would carry her out into the goddamn ocean, but she can work. And Serena is a good worker as well. She should make better choices as far as who she dates. Marty fucking Skrull with, oh, it's the legal age in the UK. Fuck you, you goddamn idiots. Anyway, Serena can work, and these two did some good stuff, and the crowd was split until Riho wanted to do a handshake, and Serena's like, ha-ha, slap, and then that was the boost. That was the instant heel turn. That's what they needed. Knee focus, good groundwork. Nice Northern Lights later by Riho. And, the dragon screw in the ropes. Really, really good work by Serena. And, twisting neck breaker for 2, dragon suplex by Riho. The stomp, she kept selling the knee. This was really well worked as far as psychology. Really good stuff. Single crab into the ropes. We get a bridge by Riho for 2. And then we get more knee focusing, Serenity lock, and leaning way back. And then, she got the win. Good stuff. Good opening match. Had no build, but as far as work, this was really well done. Then FanFest footage, JR and Taz joined commentary. It was cool to see fans being able to meet the wrestlers. This is nice. Life is getting a little more back to normal. And then we start the pay-per-view proper. And Taz is on commentary because who can stop the path of Cage? The man from Chico Santana, California. And if you get it, you get it. Cage is the cyborg gladiator because he's a machine. A natural machine. Yeah, sure he is. But whatever. It is what it is. It's just amazing that guy can even move, and no wonder he's injury prone. But he took on Page, so it's Cage and Page entering from the stage. Huge fucking pop for Hangman Page. Imagine how much further he'd be if they didn't bog him down with a comedy group that isn't full of bad people, but is just viewed as a comedy group. Anyway, the cowboy shit chants, those are nice. Dive on the Cage, and then Cage uses strength and everything to toss him around. And JR had a bad pause. He says, the machine is hard to defend against. Good pause there. JR was checking out through some of the show, and I don't really blame him. He was invested here, though. Page kept trying to come back. We get a moonsault, and he actually, tumbled outside. So that was nice. He didn't just land on his feet like he has before. Hurricanrana off the top for 2. Massive crowd pop. The crowd for the first few matches was popping on everything. Well, actually, this match and then the NWA Women's Championship match, and boy, they kind of got a bit of a popcorn fart ending in another match a little bit later. So, Cage taking Page to the stage, and then we get a superplex. We get an F5 from Page. Holy shit. And then Buckle Bomb, and, he's just grinding him down, trying to beat him. And then suddenly Starks and Hook show up, and Hook is doing this distraction. The referees were made to look like idiots. And I love Aubrey Edwards, but she was put out of, in bad positions multiple times to where they had to make it seem like, oh, she can't see this, and you can totally see it. The referee distractions and the bullshit finishes got out of control. Starks tosses him the FTW championship. That championship didn't mean jack shit in 98, and they're still doing it now. But no, Cage is like, no, I will not. And then buckshot lariat, 1, 2, 3. I did like how earlier Cage tried to do the buckshot. And it was impressive that he did the flip and they didn't know what the fuck he was doing. But he got his shit in. But yeah, buckshot for 3. Page wins, and then Team Taz dissension. Maybe if Starks wasn't injured, they would actually have, they would have this blow up. I think they're going to have to wait till at least All Out, and that's if Stark's recovered. So, good opening match. The first 2 matches, pretty damn good. I'm not the biggest fan of Cage, but him and Page had a good match and then left through the stage. Literally through the stage. Bursting through it like the Kool-Aid Man. Announcers run down the card and then Mox and Kingston come out to Wild Thing. The crowd reaction was good. It was really, really good. I like how they sung along to that. That was good shit. The Elite, the most overrated stable that has existed in wrestling at least the last 30 fucking years. Fight me. I don't fucking care. The worst version of the NWO is better than anything the Elite has done. That's not to say there isn't some talent among them in the Bullet Club and stuff like that, but to me, they're just not for me. They're for some people. So, the Bucks and Callis arrive. You know, the man who has a massive case of scarlet fever, and that's why he made an impact on the careers of Cross and Scarlet, allegedly, but not allegedly, because that's the reason why it took so long for them to leave. And then, at least when Callis is on commentary, none of the women backstage have to worry about him getting near them, even though they could all kick his ass, and hopefully do, even though he'd probably get off on it because he's a sick fucking freak. I'm going to knock on Callis, the invisible hand. Yeah, the invisible hand. It's very visible. That's why he got in a whole bunch of hot goddamn water, and that's why Impact looks like goddamn idiots, and Tony Khan looks like an idiot for bringing him in. He ain't that goddamn smart, and he ain't worth the fucking trouble. They already got enough problem people on their goddamn roster. They don't need Mr. Scarlet Fever himself. Mox and Kingston versus the Bucks. AEW tag title match. Jumpstart. Super Streamer Reamer Party. Look, it's no secret I'm not a fan of the Bucks, if you didn't guess from that earlier thing I said about the Elite. The Bucks were in one of my favorite matches last year and were in one of my favorite matches in 2018. The Bucks are capable of putting on good psychological wrestling. And sometimes they can do some good stuff here. Here's the problem. One, firstly, it was a brawl around the ring into the crowd. Cutler got laid out, for what he's worth, nothing. He's like a lankier Justin Credible. And then, and not that Credible was, Justin Credible actually, got over somewhere. So then the bell rings after 5 minutes, and now the match finally starts. It's Orange Jackson. He wants to be just like, the man that tried to get the insurrection to happen at the Capitol and everything on January 6th. And no, I'm not going to fucking forget that. And nobody should fucking forget that. And if you have a fucking problem with me bringing politics and, bringing up the obvious with some people, and we should make sure that we recognize, while they're talented performers, they're also fucking pieces of shit backstage. I'm going to say that. You don't like it, there's the fucking door. Actually, the door would probably be in your room, but whatever. You can fucking leave. I don't really care because I'm going to vent my opinions. I do this for fun. I don't do this for funds. But yeah, Orange Jackson. I'm sorry, Orange Jackson. Ooh, I am for real, except the tan and everything. And man, looked fucking terrible. So, later, the Good Brothers, home of the Good Brothers, maybe we take your order, showed up. This match, I got what they did. Mox was bleeding. They were doing some stuff. They were trying to, have the hot tag to Kingston. Here's the problem. The interference and the bullshit. I do not have any love for the Good Brothers anymore. I don't have any hate for them. Don't want anything bad to happen to them. I don't care about them one bit. Then Kazarian comes out because he's going to take out the Good Brothers. Home of the Good Brothers, may we take your order. And then we get, we get a aerosol can to the head, and that busts Mox open because he's bleeding on flare levels now. And then the blood disappears because he either wipes it away or they toweled it away or something like that. Anyway, Meltzer Driver on the stage. Oh no. Not the Flip-de-Doo-Dah Meltzer Driver, the Indie Taker, whatever the fuck that was. I don't fucking care what it is. It's goddamn bullshit. Uncle Dave. They gotta please Uncle Dave. The man that can't keep his goddamn room organized. Anyway, so double German suplex to the Bucks. That was kind of nice. Hot tag to Eddie. He does a few things, and then hot tag to Mox. Not even a hot tag. And then we get a 450 for 2. We get the Violent Crown being stopped. Oh no, they got stopped. And then Shoes Day device. Aha, I had to call it that. But yeah, I got stopped. And then The Rock sharpshooter, by the way, better than Nick Jackson sharpshooter. I think I could do a better sharpshooter, and I have no strength in my knees. Lean back or don't fucking do the move at all. But, oh wait, they're the super kick part. They're allegedly, such great wrestlers. So they know how to do a sharpshooter and a shoop charter. Actually, a sharter would actually be more appropriate because they do shart all over the ring. And they do a super kick party for 2. Kingston's laid out. They do lame BTE triggers. It looked like, it was like, they're bumping into him barely. And then that's it. And then they pin Mox. Okay, great. That was a flat finish and the crowd fucking booed. And I don't blame the crowd for booing. The finish was as strong as the Bucks promos. Seriously, they don't know how to fucking cut promos. Unless they're talking about being part of a super birthday party. Okay, enough of that, since I've probably driven off all the Elite fans, to watch my channel. So anyway, we get the Casino Battle Royal. Paul White's on commentary. I'm not surprised the Bucks won, by the way, I do want to say, but I'm just disappointed. That was such a flat fuck finish. Battle Royal participants: Christian Cage, Matt Sydal, Hobbs, Penta, dressed as a Joker, Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, Private Party, Blade, Uno, Grayson, 10, Dustin Rhodes, the acclaimed Bowens and Caster. We get the Varsity Blondes, Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison. Julia Hart is not in this. More in the pity, as funny as that would have been. QT, Camarado, Lee Johnson, Serpentico, tossed in by Luther. And who's the Joker card? Anyway, so I did like how Caster had one funny rap line about Christian. He said he used to be cool when he had an edge. It's good stuff. Then Caster may have hurt his leg. I hope he's actually all right. The way they had the stage set up and all that, the ramps, it looked a little bit weird. Matt Hardy and the Dark Order brawl. This is when 5 people come out per set and everything, because it's a Casino Battle Royal. They draw certain suits: spades, clubs, diamonds, hearts, yellow moons, green clovers. Wait, that's Lucky Charms. Now I want Lucky Charms. Now I have to go to the store and get some Lucky Charms. So anyway, Serpentico gets tossed in and then tossed out, and then Dustin tosses out Camarado in 10, cowbell to Dustin's head. People were either leaving under the ropes, like Christian and Hobbs disappeared for like 10 minutes. It was amazing. Jungle Boy got a pretty good pop when he came out. That was actually cool. Of course, when Penta came out as Joker, I said, I think Penta's career is alive and well, and if you get it, you get it. And Jungle Boy did get a pop. Like I said, Private Party's music repeated because they forgot where the fuck they put the guys. Like, shit, get out there and do something. Don't bother getting dressed in gear. Just go out in whatever gear you're wearing. So, Cage, Christian Cage, that is, eliminates. Too many pages, too many cages. Jungle Boy got eliminated. Penta, Cage eliminated Hobbs. The Joker was Lio Rush. And that run lasted about as long as Lio Rush lasted at, being anybody taken seriously in WWE. Because they pretty much squashed him and just, used him as the manager and then barely as a wrestler and stuff like that. And I hope Lio Rush can have a good resurgence. Maybe he'll be in AEW. I have no goddamn idea, but just, that was it. Like, he didn't eliminate anybody. He was out in 90 seconds. All right, so it's down to Matt, Cage, and Jungle Boy, and then Matt gets tossed. Oh, Matt Hardy and Christian Cage stare off. Apparently, it is 1999 or even 2009, and god damn it, I don't need to see 2 guys who shouldn't be in the ring anymore. Matt can't go. Christian is on borrowed time. Jungle Boy wins. Good stuff. Good stuff. Christian praises him, hugs him, and get the midget out of the goddamn ring. And Tarzan Boy plays, and the crowd sings along with it. This is good stuff. Jungle Boy is going to have a match with Kenny Omega. Jungle Boy is hopefully going to be able to get a good match out of Omega, which is difficult to do unless you're Okada or Pac or pretty much anybody that's above Omega's talent level, which isn't that high to go, in all honesty, because Omega can do flip-de-doo-dah bullshit, but I'll save that for later. Yeah, we just get Marco Stunt out of the goddamn company. He doesn't need to wrestle or even be in the ring. Hooray! So USA chants for fallen soldiers and everything. It is Memorial Day, and we need to have remembrance for those who did pass away. It's unfortunate. They made the ultimate sacrifice to defend the country, and I have major league respect for anybody in the military. I know family members and friends, and that was good stuff. The USA chants, that was cool. That service dog didn't look as terrified as Pharaoh, but is what it is. So we get clips of soldiers and quotes because America, and man, they are really driving this whole thing of, I know it's the day before Memorial Day, but Cody's trying to make it's the USA versus the UK. We haven't been mad at the UK for a while, Cody. I don't know if you know that. Ogogo was out there to booze, and man, Cody's channel Sting from Great American Bash 1990, or Captain America. Let me just say right now that even the worst Captain America, like Reb Brown, is still leagues better than Cody being Captain America. Cody versus Ogogo. Ogogo has something, and he tried some stuff. Did a cool fireman's carry snap and all that. QT kept cheap shotting, and Arn got mad. But he couldn't get over there because I'm worried about Arn. I really hope Arn loses some weight. I'm really worried about him. There's punches and blood above Ogogo's good eye, so naturally, Cody being the babyface goes after the heel's bad eye. But you know what? He's upset because he put him under the Union Jack flag, and he's beating up the black guy to prove that segregation, will never happen again. So I'm going to beat up the black guy, and Cody and Brandy are going to have the first interracial child in history. Cody's a fucking heel in this. I'm not saying Ogogo's the best guy in the goddamn world, but everything he said made sense. Figure 4, working punches. And a frog splash by Ogogo earlier was pretty nice. And then Vertebreaker 1, 2, 3. Thanks for coming, Ogogo. Could Ogogo win? No. Was he going to win? No. Was Cody going to win? Of course he was. This didn't do anything for Ogogo. They didn't properly build this. Had they built it, like Cody kept taking all those punches after the punches were putting people down. Sure, it was only a few people, but still. This just basically squashed it. Cody is not nearly what he thinks he is. He is basically the worst of Triple H and the worst of Jeff Jarrett and TNA, and he has maybe 50% of the talent that his dad had on his dad's worst day. Cody is a tremendous athlete. Cody is not nearly as good as he thinks he is, and also maybe he should have just said January 6th and stuff like that in that promo, because that's what he wanted to fucking say. He danced around it a little bit, because he's just like the rest of the Elite, but god damn it, this is disappointing. Now, I'm not surprised Cody won, I'm just disappointed. So, Archer versus Miro, TNT Championship. Earlier, I believe at the weigh-in, they were in the Fan Fest for Shida and Britt, I think. Miro took out Jake Roberts. So it's big men smacking into each other. Jump start, table bump, and either the match had started or referee Aubrey said, well, I'm just going to let it go. And I love Aubrey, so maybe Aubrey's just said, just let it go. Who the fuck cares? So, we had tossed in the crowd and back in, no DQ, so... yeah, we just got, we got some big man stuff. We got a missed moonsault. Jake Roberts is here. Oh no, the snake got tossed. There wasn't a snake in there. And who fucking cares if PETA gets upset? You know what PETA does? Read up on some of the stuff PETA does. They aren't exactly great with animals. Anyway, chokeslam for 2. And game over on Archer, and Archer's had back surgery, and they played into that, and he passed out. He didn't tap out, but he passed out. Okay, thanks for coming, Archer. I'm surprised they didn't have Jake turn on Archer. Granted, then again, I don't think Jake knew where the fuck he was. All out on Labor Day in Chicago. Cool. I hope they draw a big crowd in Chicago. So, Britt Baker with Reba or Rebel. Reba Rebel. Rebels and she won't fall down, except she has a crutch, so she kind of will if you take the crutch away. Took on Hikaru Shida, AEW Women's Championship. Shida got some cheers once her entrance was done. Britt was clearly the one that people favored here. And Shida, I love Shida, obviously, but this year I've loved Hikaru Shida since I first saw her, show up in AEW. I wasn't that familiar with her career before. I've had to go back and watch some of her stuff, and Shida can work, Britt can work. This is well built, playing all the way back to stuff where, Britt's nose got broken, and playing up on Shida being a long-term champion, doing some good. This is good. I want her to cane me in the face is what I first wrote down. I have some issues. So, good back and forth. The crowd really was into this, from the women and the crowd. There was some good energy here. There were times the crowd was kind of out of it, but the crowd was getting into this as things went on. There were times it was low, like the energy, and then it would come back up. Knee in the corner, knee in the spotlight, losing my religion. Britt decides to show glove early on, but that doesn't work. It's not the love glove yet. Baby. And then Reba tries to interfere. I know these are both ladies, but they aren't fighting like them. Okay, JR, we fucking get it. So anyway, air raid crash for 2. Rope push off or whatever from the lockjaw. Slip off the top. I hope they were both okay. At one point, Britt just got thrown headfirst into the guardrail, so it looks like she was concussed. Superplex for 2. Stretch muffler. Rebel distracts. We get a crutch, shot. And right in front of the ref, right to Britt. I mean, I know that's her, the person she's managing, but seriously, right in front of the ref. Good job. No DQ, I guess. And then the women really were working hard, though. And then we had a distraction because the ref was trying to kick out Rebel, and then we get stomp on the title for 2. Lockjaw. We get Tana Shea or whatever the fuck that is for 2. The knee for 2. Lockjaw. New champ. Good stuff. Britt deserves it. Shida's had a great run. I hope they feature Shida properly. Give Britt at least a 6-month run until Full Gear. You don't have to give it to her for over a year, but Britt has earned this. As much as I hated the tooth and nail match from last year's Double or Nothing, because god fucking damn it, that was shit. I have to praise that Britt has put in the work. Her and Thunder Rosa had a goddamn incredible match. Lights out match on Dynamite recently, a couple months ago. One of my favorite matches of the year, bar none. This might be on there. This was really good stuff. Even with the interference, there were some sloppy parts, but this was a really good match and a good champion and a good, crowning of a new champion. So good stuff. Shivani hugging Britt and saying something to her. Thank you, Shida chants as we go to the next thing. So good stuff. And I'm going to save some time here with this next match. Why were Sting and Darby on the VHS viral set? Why were they not fighting zombies in Mexico? If you get it, you get it. Or creatures in Mexico. VHS viral is dog shit. Sting and Darby versus Ethan and Sky. Okay, quick dive by Darby. Darby is bound, determined to not walk by the age of 35. Sting takes a suplex on the stage, so I'm sure his spine stings after that, but he no-sells, dives onto both heels. You still got it. Boy, he was gassed by that point. And to be fair, he may feel the energy, but he's still 61 years old with a spinal stenosis. He may be in great cardio shape. This was nerve-wracking. Darby basically gets targeted for a while. The ref didn't see the tag. Darby just beeled around the goddamn ring and everything. One point where Sting's like, okay, Darby's like basically dead. Let me just get him in the ring. Oh, he got in the ring on his own. And yeah, we get hip stinger splashes because Sting really is at this point unable to. He did a nice code red variation or tried to do a destroyer. It's just at least he didn't fall on his head. This was again nerve-wracking. We then get a Scorpion Death Drop. 1, 2, 3. So there we go. Scorpio Sky got pinned. So this new team that they built, this team that I don't really care about, just got beat. I mean, I get it. Sting and Darby got revenge, but I just... They're paying Sting at least $1.5 million a year. And this is basically just highlighting that Tony Khan is trying to recreate WCW Nitro. So WCW lives on in AEW. That's basically what it is. And unfortunately, that tends to hold true as things go on because we get more interference and more bullshit. So, I don't know. I didn't mind Sting and Darby winning, except you would have thought Ethan and Sky should have won, but no, well, you got to have the baby faces win. It just, whatever. I would have swapped it. I would have had Ethan and Sky win, and I would have had the Bucks lose the tag championships, but I guess why they did. I get why they did. Pac versus Orange Cassidy versus the guy Okada made, a.k.a. Kenny Omega with Don Scarlet Fever Callis. Hey, again, at least the women don't have to worry about being targeted by him. I'm going to keep saying that until he's fucking fired and blacklisted from wrestling, like all people like him should. And Omega, there's stories about him in Japan that'll come out eventually. You hear rumblings and everything. But Omega, he's basically just a gymnastics guy. I'm not saying that he doesn't have good cardio. He does. He's wrestled long matches. With the right guys, he can put on good stuff. So it was the usual. Pac is great. I just don't care about this match. Orange Cassidy thankfully did not get, dented like he did. Multiple false finishes, multiple stuff and everything. Callis kept interfered at the end. This is where if they had cut a few minutes off and everything, it would have been fine. It was a typical triple threat that had some moments. It had some good moves. It did. But I just don't care about Omega because he's not even an annoying heel. Like, I want to see him get his ass kicked. I just want him off my TV. Same with Callis. So Callis leaves commentary, pulls the ref out, and then we get the brutalizer to Cassidy, and then we get a ref bump, and then Omega, well, he clocked him, and then we get multiple belt shots, the weakest fucking belt shots because, Pac can only do so much when Omega's a goddamn idiot and doesn't know what he's doing, and then referee Aubrey comes down, and we get bullshit chants before that. We get a lot, and nothing against Aubrey. We get a lot of bullshit chants because the crowd is done. They are annoyed with this. You don't want to pay, even though there's been a lot of fans going to Daly's place. They've had to tape there because of the pandemic. They're going to tour soon. They do this kind of stuff. They're not going to draw fans in other areas way too often. Referee Aubrey in for 2, and then Crucifix 1, 2, 3. Okay, thanks for coming, everybody. So Cassidy got pinned. I'm shocked Pac didn't get pinned. Maybe they build it back. Maybe Pac's the one that takes the title from Omega. That'd be stupid. Or, well, no, Pac taking the title from Omega wouldn't be bad. Maybe Orange Cassidy does, which would be stupid only because they're building up Hangman Page. Cassidy can work, I just don't care for the gimmick. But the packets, if you will. So, Full Gear's on November 6th in St. Louis. And by the way, Omega retaining did nothing for me. Him losing would have done nothing for me. Because Omega, at this point, just bores me. Shivani introduces Mark Henry as a new analyst on Rampage. Okay, the Vince McMahon retirement hour continues and people are just coming over here for a paycheck. Good on Mark Henry. Who's next? Charles Wright? Are they going to have the Godfather there? Who are they going to have next? I don't have a problem using legends. I don't have a problem. Vince McMahon does not have a monopoly on that, but this is a problem that WCW had. They were just signing everybody. AEW has done good with some people, but they're signing too many people that aren't going to serve any purpose. Mark Henry has good, he can provide good analysis, but just, are they going to phase JR out? I mean, to be fair, JR probably should be phased out, but whatever. Okay, let's get to Stadium Stampede 2, Electric Boogaloo, and here, let me, wait a second. Let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try this goddamn shit here. Wait a second. Let me try it. I gotta analyze this way. There, that should fucking do it. Was it better than last year's match? Yes. Could it have been any worse than last year's match? I mean, it could have. There were elements that were actually not bad in this, and that's what frustrates me the most. There was a mix of pre-taped and live, because some of this did happen live in front of the arena, or in front of the crowd, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. There were times, I swear, that the mics were cutting out, and I swear I heard the fans chant boring sometimes, because they were watching a giant screen for most of the goddamn match. And then they saw maybe maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes of action. You could do that last year. You can't keep doing that cinematic stuff and trying to mix it and everything, because the fans won't buy it. So MJF arrives in a limo, and then the Inner Circle clumsily repel from the stadium screen to the turf, the grass. I become Cole. Well, you get it. He's insurrectionist in his mind. Oh, wait, no, that's just his mother-in-law and his wife. But Jericho won't address that, because Jericho's a fucking coward, like all people that support Trump. And if you support Trump and you watch this, you're a fucking coward. And I said that to my family members. So if I'm going to cut out family members, you think I fucking care about you guys? Anyway, Jericho will not be forgotten as being that kind of person. Sure, he's a great performer, or was. He ain't anymore. He battled through an elbow injury. Oh, poor baby. Maybe you could, I don't know. Maybe you could use science and reasoning and everything and have your elbow fixed. Oh, wait. Maybe you could have masked your pain. I mean, you won't mask your goddamn face anyway. Inner Circle, clumsily repelling. And then oil cans. Lisa needs braces. Why were there flaming oil drums on the goddamn thing? Is the Doom, patrol guy, or it's the Doom Marine, is he going to shoot the barrels and blow up the imps? That would have made Hagar look a whole lot better. Hell, it could have made him talk any goddamn worse. FTR arrives in the truck. Sammy gets in the ring and does some stuff with Shawn Spears, and then multi-camera shots, and cool. Great. We're just doing this shit again, so let's just do this multi-camera stuff. So let's just get this out of the goddamn way. So, we get, God damn it. Sorry, Chris can't come to the phone right now. He's busy, picking up his own teeth. That was cool. That was actually kind of cool. MJF saying that. And then, they get into this office, and hey, there's Urban Meyer, the new coach of Jacksonville Jaguars. Doesn't he have more sexual assaults committed by his players to cover up? Oh wait, that's alleged. Maybe he'll have some medical issues and have to go home because he was being investigated at the time, for all that shit. Not that he's the only coach, but seriously, you can be a winning coach and you can be a goddamn piece of shit as well. So fuck Urban Meyer. So anyway, I give up is what I actually wrote down. I give up. Because at that point, if they can't even, they're tying into the Jaguar stuff. Table bump by MJF. Wardlow and Hager are trying to be halfway serious. Of course, this is after Hager gets powerbombed on a box of peanuts. Oh no, not peanuts. Not taking so many nuts, right on their back. Or maybe it's just foam peanuts. Who the goddamn fuck knows? So, they got a fake wall that just got put up there right between fencing. That looked real. I killed WWE for all their fake shit. I killed them last year for Money in the Bank. I killed them for the Swamp Fight. I kill him for the Bray Wyatt stuff. I kill the Fiend stuff. I don't kill him for Bray. I hope Bray Wyatt gets his mind right. I just kill him for all the cinematic stuff. I killed him for the zombie stuff. And when I killed AEW here, because they got to be fair. There were times where they were halfway serious, and I was like, okay, they're treating this like a fight. And then they got to be comedic. They got to be comedic and bullshit. So we get Sammy and Spears. They do chair it all. And then Sammy Parkoura. And bolt cutters are tossing. Oh no, Spears picks up another chair, pretends to be shocked. And then Canadian wrestler had the cord used on him for once. Only that happened in June 2007. But then Spears recovers enough, cuffs Guevara, Sammy cuffed Guevara. That didn't work. Why is there a nightclub in the stadium? Was this in Daly's place? Was this somewhere else? Why was there a nightclub? Why was Conan the DJ? Why was Tully Blanchard there? Why did Santana Ortiz grab Tully's stick? You never tag team a 66-year-old man and grab his stick. Trust me, delete your search history, and also I know. So anyway, beer bottles smashing, more throwing, more brawling, more stuff. They sat down, had a drink, and then we're doing this. This was taking forever. And then Wardlow, they do, again, more brawling, then they leave. Wardlow and Hager do like a pallet jack bump. And then Jericho's using a Shad Khan, cardboard cutout to hit MJF. There's a crowd chanting boring. I was wondering, pile driver on the table. MJF, dived through the window to escape. Did you see that? What an act of cowardice. It should have ended 30 minutes ago. Motorcycles chase Spears into an office, and he's seen later. Jericho and MJF fight into the fans. He tried to toss Jericho off. Nope, that didn't work. Spotlight to the head. Powerbomb through a fake desk. Sammy and Spears, go. Sammy and Spears sounds like a cop drama. They go to the ring with the golf cart. Oh no, Sammy drive golf cart into Spears. They have a bit of a battle with chairs, and then eventually, chair stomp to Spears in the face. 6:30, 1, 2, 3. Ego stroking pyro for Jericho, the insurrection supporter that he is. And this was better than last year's, but guess what? That did nothing for FTR. That did nothing for MJF. That did nothing for I'm tearing this up. That's it. I'm tearing up the rest of these notes. I don't care if people get upset. That was a 4.5 hour pay-per-view. Condensing it in about 30 minutes, I don't think is all that bad. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.